Okay, so this test is only 3 questions, six questions. However, I consider 3 to be the hardest, so half the test might be a little tricky for you. So hopefully, if you're watching this, that's good because these 3 questions you got to make sure you got to get half the test right. The other 3 are super easy, so got a little mixed bag here. So this first question is talking about a price increase. Now, this the math that we're going to do here is any question that ever talks about a percentage increase, even if it's not money, if it's talking about the percentage increase of COVID cases or the percentage increase in childbirth, whatever, yeah, the math is still the same. What you need to do is find the old cost, then, well, actually, I'll do this. Find the old cost, then you need to find the increase, which is a percentage of the old cost, and then you are going to add the increase to the old cost to get the new. So I'm just going to work through this problem. That's what this whole video is going to be. You can pause and try it yourself first if you'd like to, kind of using that sentence there to help you, and then you can check, or you can just follow along, watch, and see if it'll jog your memory on how to do this. If you want to try it right now, pause the video, and then we'll check. But it says Nathan uses about 500 gallons of gas in a year to heat his home at a price of $3 per gallon. So this is the old cost. So I'm going to do that first. So we should know $3 per gallon means to multiply with gallons. And I have gallons, right? So 500 times 3, this is the old cost. This ends up being $1,500. So here is step 1, find the total old cost. Yes, this is the old individual cost, and technically you could start there, but we want the total old cost. The utility company tells them that this year they're raising the price 4%. So what they mean is 4% of the old cost. Anytime we have a percent increase, like I said, in any situation, not just money, it's talking about a percentage of the old cost. So the increase here is 4% of 1,500. Well, 4 divided by 100, this is 0.04. Of means to multiply, so the increase is 0.04 times 1,500. So this is the increase, which is 60. So this is just the increase, right? It would make no sense for this to be our answer for what would be the new cost of gallon. What? I mean, this is really the total cost. What would be the new cost for the year? So this is just the increase, right? So if this is just the increase to get our final answer, well, we need to increase the old cost. So all you have to do is add these two together. And this is the new cost. And boom, you're done. That's it. So just remember that process. If we want to find the new cost, we need to know the old. We need to find the increase based off that old cost. And then we're going to add them together to get that new cost. And again, notice I skim over this all the time. It says year, it says year, it says year. If all the time periods are the same, you don't need to do anything else like multiply by 12 or multiply by 26 or 52. They're all good to go. Okay, this next question. So I should have pulled up the formula sheets. You should have your formulas out as well. So this next question is the talking about if you're using electricity based on how long you're using it, how much it's going to cost you. So remember, that's this up at the top here. I'm going to highlight this as well. Because again, we're going to have to do this because we need to change watts into kilowatts because the formula says number of kilowatts, right? So we're going to be using these formulas. So it says a small space heater uses 1,500 watts. Pause. As you read the question, when you come across this question in your test, you see watts, you want to go, wait, I need to move the decimal 3 places to the left. So again, guys, you have to know where the decimal is at. It's invisible, right? Think about where the decimal is. It's right here, yeah? It's always at the back of a number. If we don't see the decimal, it's at the back of the number, yeah? 1,500.00, this is the same thing, yeah? So I need to move it 3 places to the left. So I've got 1, 2, 3. So 1,500 watts, that's where my decimal is going to go now. That's going to be 1.5 kilowatts. Yeah. Be careful, guys. If you have something like, say, 30 watts, the decimal is still here. When I move it 3 times, 1, 2, 3, that means you need to add a 0 in that missing spot. So just be careful. Sometimes, depending on the number of watts, you might need to add zeros. Okay, if you're running for an hour. If you are running for an hour, man, I type these questions fast. Mrs. Holberg uses her space heater 5 days a week for 360 minutes each day. My little space heater is right here. You can see it in the video. This is actually real. I was kind of curious because I don't want to heat my whole house because it's expensive. However, if I have my little space heater here, it uses less electricity, but I use it every day in this room, at least while it's still winter, for the entire school day. So basically 360 minutes. So I'm curious how much this actually costs me to run my space heater 5 days a week for 360 minutes each day. Because it costs about 13 cents per kilowatt hour. So I want to know how much it's going to cost me to run the heater for those 5 days. So what I need to know first is how much electricity I'm actually using. But be careful here. I'm using it 5 days a week, 360 minutes each day. So we need the total for all 5 days here. Keep an eye out for this on your test as well. Again, if you want to pause the video right now and try it, you can, but I'm going to keep going through it. So this is the formula, kilowatts times minutes over 60. So kilowatts is 1.5. That's why, again, we have to change it to kilowatts because in the formula, it says kilowatts, yeah. Times the minutes is 360 over 60. However, I'm going to do this right now. It's not just 360 minutes. It's 360 minutes every day for 5 days. So what should we do here? Multiply by 5. I'm going to do that right here. Again, be careful with that on your test. That is going to be something like that on your test. So what this is going to do, again, this is going to tell us exactly how much electricity we are actually using because we're running it for longer than an hour. 45 kilowatts for those 5 days, right? 1.5 times 360 divided by 60 times 5, that should make sense, yeah. Okay, so I'm using 45 kilowatts for these 5 days. But then, guys, again, a lot of people think they're done when they get to that point. This just says how much it used, how much I used in these 5 days. And we want to know how much it's going to cost. Keep your eye on the prize, guys. Always go back and reread the question. Make sure you used everything you needed to. Again, sometimes there will be numbers you don't need, but we do need this. You should multiply 45 times 0.13. 45 times 0.13, 585. Okay. So in a week, it'll cost me about $5.85. That's not bad. Using my heater, so in a month, I mean that'd be $30 or so, maybe 25, about 30 almost. That's not terrible. My electricity bill is going to be a little bit higher this month, I guess, but still cheaper than running the heater for the entire house. So again, for these problems where it says how much will it cost, you need to find the usage first, being careful that if it occurs over several days, to multiply by that number of days or that number of uses, whatever, and then to multiply by the cost to actually get the cost. Okay, last problem. So Mr. Holberg believes in buying better electronics to save money in the long run. I'm the cheapo, and he is always like, let's buy the next best thing so that it's going to work better for us and we'll actually save money in the long run. Yeah, I know, but I'm so cheap. So he buys a new fridge that costs $3,000 but is more energy efficient. So again, that means over time, we're going to be saving money on electricity. The old fridge used $700 worth of electricity last year, and this new fridge is going to save us 30% annually in electricity. So how many years will it take the fridge to pay for itself? So once again, because we're saving money, eventually all that money we save is going to add up to $3,000. So this is going to tell us how many years it would take for that to happen. So again, guys, what you need to remember about this question is there is a formula. I know it doesn't seem like there is a formula, but there is. Number of years to pay. This one right here. Cost of new on top, take the percentage of the old on the bottom. Cost of new on top, take percentage of the old on bottom, because this is how much we're saving, is that percentage of the old. So you need to read the question carefully. Again, it's not, I can't explain it any more than that, besides just be careful, guys. It's very easy to jumble the numbers up and then you're gonna get the wrong answer. So read the problem, what's the new on top. On the bottom, you're gonna take this percentage of whatever the old cost is. So try it real quick if you need to. I'm gonna go through it. Cost of new is 3,000. It says it right there, new, read. That's all I gotta tell you. On the bottom, then we are doing 30% of 700. So 30% of 700. Once again, guys, by now, we should know how to do this. 30 divided by 100 is 0.3. Of means to multiply. So on the bottom, we need 0.3 times 700. We need what that is. That this is 30% of 700 we're doing is 210. So 3,000 divided by 210. So this is 14.3. Now, I believe on your test, because I think I did this in the homework assignment, it says to round to the nearest year. I have leeway if you don't, but this would round down to 14. If it says round to the nearest year. But if you left it as 14.3, I think I have it marked correctly as well. So again, the test is 6 questions. Half of it are these questions that are a bit trickier. So hopefully you can go back and watch the video again if there's anything you weren't sure of, but this can help you. If you haven't already done the quizzes, do the quizzes so that you can be ready for this test in just a few minutes.